The Siege of the Black Hole. In the far reaches of the Andromeda galaxy, an event unlike any other in galactic history was unfolding. A battle for survival, power, and freedom. At the heart of this conflict was the supermassive black hole, Xypharion, an entity so vast and ancient that civilizations across galaxies whispered of its hunger and enigma. This is the story of the Siege of the Black Hole, a confrontation between the most advanced civilizations of the universe and a force of nature they neither fully understood nor could control. Chapter 1. The Awakening of Xypharion. For eons, Xypharion remained a silent guardian of the Andromeda galaxy's core, swallowing stars and debris. But what no one knew was that it wasn't just a natural phenomenon. Xypharion was alive. Deep within its event horizon lay a sentient intelligence, a being of pure gravitational force. The ancients called it Nythera, the Black Soul. In its dormancy, Nythera absorbed not just matter but the knowledge of the civilizations whose remnants were pulled into its singularity. Over billions of years it became self-aware, developing the ability to manipulate the gravity waves it emitted. It began sending out subtle, incomprehensible signals into the universe. The signals went unnoticed for centuries until the Zorathian Empire, a species of hyper-intelligent, silicon-based life forms, deciphered them. These signals were not random, but a cry for release. Nythera sought freedom from its gravitational prison, a freedom that could mean the annihilation of the universe. The Zorathians, fascinated by this intelligence, kept their discovery secret, planning to harness Nythera's power. But their transmissions were intercepted by another galactic power, the Arcanth Dominion, a militant species of bioengineered humans with a deep hatred for anything that threatened their dominion over the stars. Thus began the chain of events that would lead to the siege. Chapter 2. The Coalition of the Free Worlds. When word spread of Nythera's sentience and the Zorathian Empire's experiments, panic gripped the galaxy. The Free Worlds, a coalition of independent planets, gathered in secret to discuss the growing threat. Among the Free Worlds was Xypharion, an exiled Arcanthian general who had defected after witnessing his people's brutality. Kyle, now a renegade, proposed a bold plan to lead an assault on Xypharion and stop both the Zorathians and Nythera. The coalition hesitated. Assaulting a black hole was unthinkable. Even the most advanced warships couldn't escape its gravitational pull. But Kale had a secret, an experimental ship called the Luminary, equipped with anti-gravity propulsion and tachyon shields. It was humanity's only hope against the cosmic giant. With Kale as their leader, the coalition began assembling a fleet of ships equipped with plasma disruptors, dark matter torpedoes, and AI-enhanced navigational systems. They called themselves the Vanguard. Chapter 3. The Battle for Xypharion. The siege began with a sudden and coordinated strike. The Zorathians, entrenched in their orbital research stations near Xypharion, were caught off guard by the arrival of the Vanguard. Hundreds of ships emerged from hyperspace, forming a blockade around the black hole. But the Zorathians were prepared for an eventual assault. Their stations activated graviton lances, weapons designed to manipulate Xypharion's gravitational waves, turning them into shock waves capable of obliterating entire fleets. The Vanguard's ships scattered, evading the deadly pulses. Kale led the Luminary straight into the fray. Its tachyon shields absorbed the brunt of the gravitational waves as it launched dark matter torpedoes at the Zorathian defenses. The torpedoes destabilized one of their research stations, causing it to spiral into Xypharion's accretion disk. The battle raged for days, with neither side gaining the upper hand. But as the fighting continued, Nythera began to stir. The black hole's gravitational pull increased exponentially, dragging debris, ships, and even light into its maw. It wasn't just a battleground anymore, it was a death trap. Chapter 4. Nythera's Voice. As the siege dragged on, the Vanguard intercepted a transmission unlike any other. It was Nythera itself, speaking through distorted gravitational waves. Its voice was deep, resonant, and filled with an ancient sorrow. "Release me," it said. "I am chained by the fabric of the universe. Free me, and I will grant your kind power beyond imagination. The Zorathians saw this as an opportunity. They believed they could control Nythera and bend its power to their will. But Kale knew better. Through his studies, he had learned of civilizations in the past that had tried to harness black hole intelligences. None had survived. Kale made a decision. Instead of freeing Nythera, he would destroy it. Chapter 5. Into the Event Horizon. Kyle and a small team embarked on a suicide mission into Xypharion. They carried with them the Celestine Core, a device capable of creating a localized inverse singularity, essentially a black hole within a black hole. If deployed, it would collapse Nythera's consciousness, rendering Xypharion inert. As the luminary descended into the event horizon, time began to warp. The crew experienced visions of lost civilizations, voices of those consumed by the black hole over eons. Nythera attempted to communicate directly with Kyle, offering him the power to rewrite reality itself. But Kale resisted. He activated the Celestine Core, releasing a surge of energy that destabilized Nythera's consciousness. The black hole began to collapse in on itself, its gravitational pull weakening. Outside, the remaining Vanguard forces and the Zorathians watched in awe as Xypharion erupted in a brilliant explosion of light, a sight unseen in the history of the universe. A new dawn with Xypharion destroyed, the galaxy was forever changed. The Zorathian Empire retreated, its ambitions shattered. The Arcanth Dominion, weakened and humiliated, signed a truce with the free worlds. Calvera and his crew were never seen again, but their sacrifice became legend. A monument was erected in their honor on the nearest habitable world to the Andromeda core, a reminder that even in the face of cosmic horrors, unity and courage could prevail. Began anew. For though Xypharion was gone, other black holes remained, and with them, the possibility of other sentient forces waiting in the darkness. This was the siege of the black hole, a tale of bravery, sacrifice, and the eternal struggle between light and darkness.